So now the great point we recognize the Chuchi. I love this point, and hopefully all the acupuncture practitioners for the day-to-day clinical practice, they use this point, but try to find out is the appropriate location is very much essential. Now let me see, there is a cubital crease. Right, now I just tried to show you where this particular point is located. Please don't mistake, but the fast board candidates and you are not the students, but you all are practitioners as well, but you should know appropriately where is the proper location of the LI11. But perhaps the external examiner will ask you, please write down, or you just show the LI11 location, but the day to day you know that. But if you do the mistake and that doesn't look nice to me when the examiner will ask you the location, but you try to find out semiflex. This is the semiflex. Don't show the LI11 is like this. If you show LI11 is like this, that is a wrong. Immediately they says you are disqualified, but you are not good, educated person. But LI11 how need to be shown? First you need to semi-flex your elbow, right? So after the semi-flexing, this crease to be known as a, which crease is it? Yes, bicep tendon crease or the cubital crease. So cubital crease, once you flex, then where is the lateral end of the cubital crease? This is the medial end inside, this is the lateral end. So lateral end of the cubital crease, then further lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Try to find out, you touch and feel. All of you in the Zoom, please open the cam if you don't mind, because today is the crucial time to all of you, because normally I used to talk as a theoretical part, but now I am showing you the practically. But you people open the cam and try to see your location itself, or somebody call to next to you and then ask them to sit next to you, then you just try to find out the location. That always is good. Now let me see, this is the lateral end of the cubital crease, then the lateral epicondyle. Lateral, you touch and feel, this is different. But this is the olecranon process of the ulna, but this is the lateral end of the epicondyle of the humerus. From this lateral epicondyle and lateral cubital crease, midway between these two, that to be known as a Chuchi. I'll repeat once again, all of you try to find out in the Zoom. So I just use it, this is the cubital crease. Then epicondyle, touch and then feel. Don't touch this bone, touch on the side bone. You feel that where the humerus is come down and get terminated here. So from here, then the LI11, normally you used to apply here LI11. How distance is there? You just have a look from here to here, center. That to be known as a large intestine 11. Now I'll repeat the anatomical location. Now sometimes the image also gets some kind of the disturbances, but try to find out is the appropriate anatomical location is very important. Now I try to see this and this center, that to be known as a large intestine 11. You just apply perpendicular. Yes, you just apply perpendicular. So now this point to reach to the Shanghai. So which direction you need to apply? Once you applied this particular point, that should reach to the which direction? Shanghai is the H3 point. H3 point, connecting through to through. One needle you just apply the connecting to the Shanghai. That also can be applicable. But however, you need not to apply that level. You just use the 1 to 1.52 needle deep. You can insert the LI11 to get the maximum benefit. Now we try to understand large intestine 11, that's called as a cooling point. Yang Ming, that indicating the qi also get excessiveness and also blood also get excessiveness in that Yang Ming. Other qualities, Shao Yin, Zhu Yin, Tai Yin, Shao Yang, all are connected to the fluctuations. Qi is excess and then blood is deficiency. Blood is excess and qi is deficiency on the other meridians. But whereas in this meridian, that is the Yang Ming, large intestine and also the stomach, together to be known as the chi and then shui is the blood. Both are excessive having in that particular meridian. That's the reason LI11 and also stomach 36 together to be known as the homeostatic point, immune enhancing point, tonification point, reinforcing point, stabilizing point, synthesizing point in our body to increase the maximum chi level, and also there is a blood level. Whenever there is the hotness get excessiveness in the colon or the hotness excessive in our whole body, in that situation need to bring down, that time you remember is the my favorite point to be treat for the hyperpyrexia or the febrile conditions, that to be known as LI11. Normally why we should apply this point, since it is connecting to the cooling of the blood to be taken place. If it is the cold is there, it increases the thermodynamic, or the excess heat is there, that heat will bring down to the normal. That's the reason, remember, whenever the patient, even our children, they do have the problem like that's called as a fever. So that time generally you can use the LI11 point. That always is good point to treat for the pyrexia related problem. Any fever is there or some kind of the heat is there, either in terms of the stomach heat or the colon heat or the stomach head heat or the heart heat or the stomach or maybe colon, anywhere the heat get excessiveness, on that situation definitely you can use this point, that to be known as a large intestine 11. Remember, there is a evidence based application. It shows that whenever the patient having the hypertension, remember hypertension, the systolic blood pressure and also the diastolic blood pressure, both having the excessive condition, that time need to be bring down. So what are the points need to be activated? Remember, LI11 is the chu chi. The second point to be known as a second point, come on, LI3. Both the points you just activate, systolic blood pressure, diastolic blood pressure, both having some significant role. Perhaps maybe in the one time you may get changes, or sometimes repeatedly you just apply this point, but down the line the hypertension is slowly gets control. No doubt the other points need to be activated. But however, LI11, because this is my oral talk, just as a verbally I am talking is not like that, but evidence based application, the hundreds of the people done the research on this, and based on that perspective, this point is good point to treat for the hypertension. You can remember, whenever the BP patient comes to you, you can add up the 2 points. One point is LI11, the second point is LI. If the diastolic is normal, then you need not to apply. Only the LI11 also advisable to apply. So hopefully,
if you treat this regularly, we can stop the medication.
Slowly we can think, but see, medication is stopping. Normally, the people who take the 2 or 3 types of the hypertension tablets prescribed by the cardiologist, but you cannot stop, or the patient cannot stop on their own, but their own risk they are taking that. But however, it's not responsible by the doctors, but it's my suggestion to all of you, whoever does the acupuncture, but that time you don't have the liberty to stop the medicines, but you don't have any authority. But there who has written the medicine, but he is the authority to continue or the stop the medicines. In that case, ask them to put a disclaimer indicating that you just consult on cardiologist. If everything is normal, then perhaps he may tell you to stop medicine, or he can minimize the medicine. In that way, it's advisable. If you have done the pharmacology, or you have done the pharmacy, that means is the M.Pharma you have done, doctor of pharmacy you have done, or you are the doctor, medical doctor, MBBS, again you know you are doing acupuncture, then you have the liberty to do that, you can stop the medicine. But you don't have the knowledge of the pharmacology and also bioavailability and also drug interaction, so then you are not eligible to stop the medicine directly to the patient. Because why you people wanted to take the risk? Better lifelong people are taking. However, no doubt there's certain medication, calcium channel blocker. Then further there is a ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors, and also some of the medications that if prolonged they take, sometimes it get edema also. But the doctors knows very well than us. So therefore, you just advise them to take the opinion and then stop it. That's one or other way is good.